The farmhouse sat on the edge of nowhere, abandoned looking even with lights on, paint peeling, shutters sagging, dirt road crumbling. But that night, inside its rotting frame, the air shook with laughter. Not warm laughter, the smug kind from men who thought the world couldn't touch them. 5 officers gathered after a late shift. 4 men, Carter, Johnson, Malik, and Ray, and 1 woman, Officer Rielle Carter. To the department, Rielle was the sharp-eyed rookie with a tongue to match, the kind who froze a room just by walking in. To these men, she was something else, a rookie they could toy with, a rookie they thought would never fight back. But Rielle wasn't there for drinks or friendship. She was there for something darker. By sunrise, those men would pay for what they had done. Welcome to Voices Unchained, the place where we tell the stories others bury. If you're new here, stick around because this one will shake you. The bottles stacked high, the music dimmed, and the jokes got uglier. They laughed at her, around her, like she was just a toy in uniform. And Rielle, she let them think it, smiled when expected, nodded at their nonsense, played along. But her silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. 2 years earlier, her younger brother Malik Jr. had been killed in what they called a routine traffic stop. 17 years old, no record, a kid who loved basketball and dreamed of college. He never made it home. The report said he resisted, but the bruises on his neck told another story. And whose name signed that report? Carter, Johnson, Malik, Ray. The same 4 men now sprawled on those farmhouse couches. Rielle had begged for justice. The department buried it. Reporters ignored it. Her family was told to move on, so she stopped crying. She stopped begging. She joined the same force that covered up her brother's death, trained harder than anyone, earned their trust, and waited. That night wasn't a celebration. It was her curtain call. By 5:13 a.m., the last bottle was empty. The men were naked, drunk, asleep in their false security. And Rielle? Fully dressed, pistol in hand, eyes colder than the fog outside. The real night was about to begin. Carter was first. The same Carter who smirked during her brother's hearing, the one who called Malik Jr.'s death justified. Rielle crouched close, lips by his ear, and whispered, "This is for Malik." One clean shot. His body jerked once, then went still. The echo ripped through the farmhouse. Johnson stirred, confusion on his face. "Rielle? What the?" He never finished. A bullet tore through his throat. He collapsed, choking on blood, eyes wide with disbelief. Johnson once joked he was like her big brother on the force. In the end, she gave him the same mercy he gave Malik Jr. None. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you're watching from and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. Malik, not her brother, but the officer who carried his name like a curse, scrambled awake. He reached for his gun, but Rielle was faster. One shot to the chest, another to the heart. He dropped backward, landing on Carter's still warm body. That left Ray, the one who bragged about outrunning anyone, the one who told reporters no kid could ever escape him. When the shots broke the silence, he did what he always did. He ran. Barefoot, boxers slipping, Ray bolted for the kitchen door. But Rielle didn't chase like a rookie. She followed, slow and deliberate, each step echoing until it sounded like death itself was on his heels. He spun at the door, hands raised. "Please, please don't." Her voice was ice. "Did my brother get to beg?" He was 17, just a kid. The shot rang out. The bullet ripped into Ray's stomach. He collapsed, clawing the linoleum, dragging himself in a smear of blood. Rielle stood over him, pistol steady, watching the light fade, and she didn't fire again. She let him suffer. Ray's screams faded into silence. By 5:27 a.m., the farmhouse was quiet. 4 officers gone. 4 names erased. Rielle stood in the kitchen, pistol dangling at her side. No smile, no tears, just that hollow stare. She placed her badge on the table beside a folded photo of Malik Jr. On the back, sharp handwriting read, "Justice was never given to him, so I took it. RC." She didn't rush out. She poured a glass of water, breathing in the silence as if daring their ghosts to rise. Then she slipped on a hoodie and stepped into the mist. By sunrise, she was gone. Hours later, the bodies were found. Chaos. 4 officers dead, 1 female officer missing. The department tried to bury it, to call Rielle unstable. But then reporters dug deeper. Old files resurfaced. Malik Jr.'s bruised body hit headlines. Witnesses came forward. And suddenly Carter, Johnson, Malik, and Ray weren't tied to honorable service. They were tied to brutality and a boy's stolen life. The city split in two. Some called Rielle a murderer, others a hero, a shadow of justice the system never gave. Then came the whispers, a woman in a black hoodie slipping into memorials, lighting a single candle, whispering a name, then vanishing before cameras could catch her. No smile, no tears, just silence. And each sighting left the same question. Was Rielle Carter gone, or had she become something else entirely? Officially, Rielle Carter was never found. No arrest, no trial. Just a name etched in whispers. Unofficially, she became a legend. To some, she was the nightmare of dirty cops, proof that if the system protected them, someone else might not. To others, she was a saint in the shadows, carrying grief that courts had ignored. Years passed, but the sightings never stopped. People swore she stood at marches, hood low. Others claimed she left photos at vigils or knelt in silence by memorials. She never spoke. She was there and then she was gone. And here's the part that cuts deepest. Rielle's fight wasn't just for Malik Jr. anymore. Her story became a reminder that every life dismissed as justified still mattered. That silence didn't mean forgotten, that justice could be written outside courtrooms. The department never recovered. The city never forgot. And the name Rielle Carter lived on in both fear and hope. Because sometimes justice doesn't wear robes. Sometimes it walks in with steady hands, a black hoodie, and a promise whispered to the dead, you will not be forgotten. If this story shook you, share it. Let it travel further than the lies ever did. And if you believe voices like Rielle's matter, stay with us here on Voices Unchained, because the stories they bury are the ones we'll never stop telling.